Pledge of allegiance.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Your kind of motion to adopt the agenda.
I think we need to make an adjustment on agenda, didn't we?
Yeah,
All the way it was printed.
motion to amend, add
The one that was online was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an amendment to it there.
Okay,
So, motion to adopt it as amended.
motion to adopt it as amended.
Have a second?
Second,
Those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Secretary's report.
So the meeting and the closed session is all perfect.
Okay, entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report.
Treasury report shows a beginning balance of $1,379,783.23. Credits during the month, $33,306.38. Debits to that account, $234,219.01, leaving an ending balance of $1,178,870.60.
Have a motion to approve,
Motion approved, subject to audit.
there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. And bills.
They asked for approval, pay the bills in the amount of $124,208.08.
Have a motion?
Motion
Second.
to approve the bill.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chief's report.
Hold on, I'm catching up on the Emily duties here. Okay. I do not have, Kenny's on vacation this week and Emily was too, so I do not have a fire marshal's report tonight. We'll catch you guys up on that next month. Chief's report for 27 October. Fleet status, during our annual ladder testing, the testing company damaged the running lights on our truck. So, we have contacted McQueen, they're coming out to get us a quote for repairs and the testing company will be paying for the repairs. So, the truck's not out of service, but basically instead of going through the tie down hooks, they went across the ladder to do the tip test. And when they did, they crushed all the lights running up the side of the ladder, so. And then the guy said, I didn't even know they were there. Anyways. Engine 42 is back in service. We still need to send it to John's for a pump seal repair. We experienced an issue during the Lori parade where the Q siren was stuck. It was disconnected and Captain Moreland has made repairs. Tanker 44's alternator went out. Captain Moreland got a new one and replaced it and it is back in service. $12.99, the parts for the satellite dish finally came in. They put them on and it didn't fix it. So, Odeon's gonna replace the controller and if need be the whole dish and they're gonna pay for it. So, whenever he gets those new parts in, it all works right now. It's just in order to put it down, I have to manually put it down. None of the automatic stuff works. So, but it's all covered under their agreement. So if this doesn't work, they got to replace it all. Fleet status, all of the apparatus have passed their pump and ladder test for the year. LED sign, I checked with MoDOT because there was some question about if we could even put it out where we wanted to. MoDOT checked their maps and said they'd advise if he had any issues, and I've not heard back from them. They do not require that signs, they do require that signs be, not be distracting the drivers, which is not a big deal for us. And he asked if it's even close to the easement, we only, advertise fire department related information, which is not gonna be a problem for us. So the sign's been ordered. Once it arrives, Lake West will begin the installation. I hope to have it up and running at Thanksgiving, by Thanksgiving, so. Staffing, firefighter Balaban accepted position in private industry and has submitted his resignation. His last day will be October 30th. This has opened up a second full-time position, which if you saw on the social media, that's why I extended the hiring process out to the 24th. First round of interviews and physical testing was held on October 15th. We had 3 applications total. 2 of them had none of the certifications and still put in their app. So they were rejected. We did hire Mark Harding. He's currently a lieutenant at Mid County. Really good guy. Everybody's excited to have him on board. The process was extended to October 24th for the second position. To date, we received, actually I needed to correct that. We received 2 applications. I contacted both applicants this afternoon. One's coming in Thursday to be interviewed. He's currently working in another fire district, so he's got experience. That's good. The other guy said, yeah, I'm not gonna be there, and hung up the phone. So I guess he didn't want the job. I was also advised that firefighter Lion will be getting deployed to active duty with her Army unit for 1 year. As she is going on deployment, we must hold her position. I have placed on the agenda the creation of part-time firefighter positions tonight to cover her absence and help with overtime, and I'll discuss more of that when we get to that agenda item. District physicals have been completed on all members. Our physicals include blood work, urinalysis, stress testing, fitness testing, ultrasounds, all meeting the NFPA requirements. The physicals are done here at HQ so the crews can remain in service. So nobody got a red flag, so we're doing good. Negotiation committee, the committee held their second meeting and we thought we had reached an agreement with all parties involved. The shop met last Thursday and rejected the contract, so the committee is reconvening Tuesday to review their proposed changes. I still plan to have a final draft for the full board by the November meeting. So, and I've already talked to Mr. Reynolds here tonight. I've already talked to him and we don't think that's gonna be a problem at all. Dispatching and exploratory committee on a standalone dispatch center is moving forward. We've been reaching out to surrounding law enforcement agencies, and there will not be much to report on this for some time. As a member of the committee, I got held down. I wanted it to be fire and EMS only and worry about police later. But a lot of the police agencies are getting fed up with their current dispatch centers too, so they went on board. So Camden County Sheriff's Office has appointed former EMA Director John Shever as the Camden County 911 Administrator, and we hope to see some welcome improvements with him at the helm. They promoted from my understanding, a jailer to EMA Director. As of today, I had not met him. He showed up today to introduce himself, and then after he introduced himself, told me he just wanted his light trailer back, so he just came to get his spotlights and go home. So it is what it is, and it's fine. Seems like a nice guy. The 911 contract is on the agenda for this evening. The price has increased for this year from $8,000 to from $7,400 to $8,000, which they've hired some people. I think I mentioned this last time, but the last time I was at dispatch was the first time ever I'd seen more than 3 people in the dispatch center. They actually had 4 dispatchers on the consoles and a supervisor sitting there, and 2 of the administrators were there that night also. So the fact they're actually putting people in dispatch now is pretty awesome. I hope they continue it, but I anticipated this increase due to call volumes, the increase in service, and the additional services they're providing, such as MOSWIN and additional people. But they did include, if you read the contract, they do have in there that they can raise it incrementally as time goes on. I was just talking to President Sullentrop before everybody got here, and Camden County is the devil we know. I've looked at the other current agencies that are available, and we're not going to get any better service. So we're just kind of there until we figure out a direction. So EMA equipment, the EMA office is in the process of rehabbing their facility. They stored the portable light is what the EMA director came and got today. And then they've also stored our generator at Station 1. And once their updates are complete, he made it clear today he will be back to get the generator. MDC Equipment Hall. So 6 years ago, I applied for a side-by-side through the Department of Conservation's wildfire program. And 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation, they called up and asked and needed an answer right then if we wanted a side-by-side. So I said, yeah, if they're going to give it to us for free, that's awesome. So I'm pleased to report we got a 2007 John Deere Gator, which is going to be designated 1218. It's a retired military unit. And once we got it powered up, it had 0.9 hours on it. It's a 3-cylinder diesel and it's basically brand new. So somebody screwed something up and parked it and then surplused it. So, but it's got a 3-cylinder diesel. It has a hydraulic dump bed. It's a 4x6 drivetrain and all the sides drop down for patient transport. It was 100% free to us with the caveat that we keep it for at least a year before we put it up for auction, which I don't plan on getting rid of it. It cost us a couple of batteries, a couple of seats, and a little bit of paint. I went ahead and had the bed Line-X and the sides Line-X, so it'll last a little bit longer. In addition to the side-by-side, we got a large rolling toolbox for Station 2, a multitude of EMS supplies, 2 Dell computers brand new in the box, a toolkit fully loaded with quality tools, IFAC kits for mass casualty incidents, and 3 sets of turnout gear and 5 pair of leather turnout boots. So when we picked up the side-by-side, the guy goes, "You have to go through the bargain bin." And I'm like, "I don't need to." And he's like, "No, really, you gotta go in there." And it was like this whole warehouse of stuff they're trying to get rid of. So like with the EMS supplies, I got tourniquets, the $20 ones. And I said, "How many of these can I take?" And he said, "Take the whole bin, I don't care." So I took the whole bin. So, but no, we got a lot of stuff from that, and it's all nice stuff, so that's good. After the meeting, we'll bring the gator up for you guys to see. I received a certification letter from the state of Missouri confirming the tax rate set by the board has been accepted and certified. Board elections, I received notices from the election authorities regarding board elections. Secretary Prater and Director Dill seats will be up April 7th. Sign-ups will be opening December 9th and close December 30th. And I will have the notice in the paper and on social media the week of the 24th. This one, I'm gonna have you jump in on this one. Tax collection and SB 190. So we received a notice from Camden County called the SB 190 Entities Impact Report. And the report shows the potential savings if everyone eligible applied for the tax credit where they freeze you got it with right there. Where they freeze the assessments for our customers. Our potential budget, if everybody 100% participated, could be impacted up to $330,000. And as it stands for 25, we had 0 reduction because nobody signed up for it. Mike's researched it, but I went ahead while Mike's talking, I put this up here for everybody to see. And Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but the 330 on this side is what they say we potentially could impact us. The middle one is what everybody has signed up and actually received. And then this is what's left over here on the SB 190 amount. As you can see, we didn't have any. Mid-County is gonna take a $76,000 hit this year. Based on this.
Have you talked to him about that?
I tried getting a hold of Scott today and he called me back and then we played phone tag. So I have not talked to him, but when I talked to Scott on Friday, he had not even seen this.
Well, I contacted Teresa Murray, the collector, and so did the chief before he called me. And I don't think they truly understand or know what's going on here. I called the Morgan County collector today and they have just started theirs this year. So there wasn't anything. I think Camden County started theirs either last year or the year before. I think last year in 24. It does require effort. I signed up in 24 for it. I forgot about it this year, so I might have been the one thing in there. But there's a whole lot of uncertainty, a whole lot of county officials as to what the heck this really means. And reducing it, you can see that the School of the Osage, even though their amount they receive is a little less than $1 million, they had 24,000, whereas Camden R3 schools had 4 million and their amount was $3,214.
The numbers don't really make sense.
No.
No, it does not.
And I thought it was just a freeze. It doesn't, it keeps it from increasing. So there's actually, it decreases your taxes?
So it freezes your assessment.
Right.
Yeah,
So the problem we have here from fire chief standpoint is the county, we pay the county to collect our taxes. So we did not approve any type of freezing or reduction. The problem comes from the fact that they don't separate us out when collecting taxes, if that makes sense, how they do it. So if they freeze the assessment for the county, they freeze it for everybody. You see what I'm saying? Because they only collect those taxes one way. So my first initial thought on this was, we pay you for a fee, we shouldn't see an impact at all. However, how they collect the taxes is where we get into a problem. Otherwise, I mean, the only way I see any issue with us not being affected at all is if we went back to collecting our own taxes, and I don't think anybody wants to do that. So this is definitely a problem. And one of the reasons I called Mike on this was nobody could give me a straight answer. Like, the first lady I talked to sent me to IT and the assessor's office. And I was like, but you sent me this letter. So I just need to know, first of all, what these numbers mean. And she's like, well, the IT department made those numbers. And I'm like, I understand that, but it came out of your office. So what are these, am I taking a $330,000 hit? Well, I don't know. And I'm like,
But I didn't think your taxes were gonna go down. It would just, for future taxes, they can keep it from them, so.
that's what.
Whatever we got paid last year, we should always get paid as a
So
minimum.
if they freeze the assessment, it keeps us from getting that new money.
From those few people, there's not that, I mean, there's a few, but there's not only.
Yeah, well, so the maximum amount for those eligible in the district would be $330,245.
I see.
But nobody signed up for it this year, you know what I'm saying? And that could go up or down by year. Honestly, what it does is it makes it hell for me to budget.
But I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
that's just the eligible people, but
That's the
the money's still
eligibility.
gonna, that money's still gonna come in from those people.
Yeah.
You're not gonna reduce
That
it.
number is off because I was in that office and there were people signing up
Yeah,
earlier this year.
well, and that's what we're trying to figure out with all this, and
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to make the board aware, because the freeze, I understand the freeze and it stops the assessment, so your assessment doesn't keep going up anymore if you signed up for it. But that affects everybody else down the line, which is why you're sending this out. Does that make sense?
Yes, is this for the 60 and over crowd?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just,
65,
I thought it was, I wanna make sure for
65.
65 and over, right?
You don't have this, but one of the entities on here is the La Riva Neighborhood Improvement District. I'm in that neighborhood improvement district. I don't think there's a way they can touch that at all, and they did. It's not a huge amount to begin with. It's $4,728, but they discounted it $788. The reason I say that, the way the NID works, and this started 20+ years ago, you apply to the Camden County to approve it. There's then bonds that are sold and a tax rate that is created to satisfy those bonds over a 20-year period. I don't think they can touch that NID stuff. I really don't think they know what they're doing
Well, they-
on this, and Teresa was not there this morning. Said she'll be in this afternoon, she'll call you. Did not receive the call. I'm gonna be in court tomorrow in Camden County, so I'm just gonna go by and see if I can get some type of thing. It's not gonna hurt us this year, but I don't think we sleep on it either.
Right.
We need to figure out if I'm not sure they're right.
Well, and before I touched off a political jihad, I just wanted to make sure I was on the right page, so that's why I called Mike. So, I wanted everybody to know though, that we're on top of this, and I mean, if you look at this and you don't know any better and you don't think about what all's going on, you look at this and go, holy crap, we're taking a $330,000 hit. And that's not necessarily true, but I don't know how some of the numbers for us compared to like the schools is way off. Like, it's not proportionate right now what they've got in this list.
No, and
So,
talking about mid-county, the amount that they were subject to was $366,810, compared to us at $330,245. Yet while we get zero, there's 76,000 that's supposedly coming out of them. Now, I'm not sure this is actually gonna happen. And I guess we'll know,
I mean, did the rates go up that much this last year? And that's the part that didn't,
Well, it's reassessment.
well, it's real.
So that's the problem. All the property taxes went up because of the
yeah,
assessment.
so you already have the Hancock Amendment
Right,
that deals with that and rolls back, like our levy was rolled back. Because of the Hancock Amendment.
Right.
It's deemed not new assessments, but increases in old, so you can't take that, so it gets rolled back. I think that this computer program is probably incorrect.
is everybody familiar with Hancock? Okay, I thought I explained it when we did the rollback, but I just wanted to make sure. But I agree with Mike, the Senate passed, or the House and the Senate passed this, the governor signed it into law, they made it an option for the counties to adopt, and the individual counties have to say, yes, we're gonna adopt this. This is the first time I've ever even got a report like this, so this is,
Camden County
It's rolling
was one of the
downhill.
first
right,
to adopt. I know when I talked to the county collector from Morgan County, even though I thought they'd approved theirs before Camden had, theirs just started this year on it, so I don't know what's going on. There's a lot, Boone County is one of the first, I think, to do it. But we'll just have to, it didn't hurt us this year, but I don't think we want to sleep on it come next year, so we'll have to start in on it.
so I will keep everybody posted on it.
well, what is it there we can do anyway?
Well, if they're incorrect and even saying, well, if we do, we can file suit if we've got to,
Okay,
if they wrongfully withhold it.
right.
I mean, we're not gonna force them to change the ordinance.
Right.
But if their numbers are wrong, we need to make them correct them.
Oh, absolutely, we
So-
know correct numbers.
Okay, any other questions about that? I knew that was gonna stop them. Pause.
Entertain a motion.
I'm not done yet. What are we motioning for? I got, wait, you're like halfway through this. chief.
Oh, Lord, go ahead. Go ahead.
ISO grading, Chief Weberg and I met with the ISO code written enforcement rep. While this doesn't directly affect our main ISO rating, the rep was super impressed with everything we did. The one thing we have left to do, and we will have it done before we get our record, put in stone, but we have to have an updated code ordinance. This is something we've been ready to do. Kenny's been fighting the surrounding agencies because we're trying to get everybody to adopt the same damn code at the same time. And it's been a task, I'll just put it that way. But Kenny's been given a deadline and he knows it. So probably the first reading will probably be December board meeting. And then once we've done the final reading, we have to do the 90-day thing. So at 90 days, we'll adopt it. And then I'll send this right to ISO. And then we'll, before they do their final thing for the code enforcement side, we'll have checked all their boxes. But as far as the inspectors we have and what we're doing and what we're keeping track of and our records and everything else, guy was super happy with us. And one of the big reasons I bring this up is if these guys show up, the big guys are right on their heels. So I'm expecting to hear from ISO probably in the next couple of weeks. So it's coming. Training for this month offers officer development and modern fire attack. We also hosted instructor 1 certification, and Chief Odenwald has been working with the Training Chiefs Association, and we put together a firefighter 1 and 2 program that has begun. So we're doing a fire 1 and 2 academy, just trying to boost the pool of eligible applicants in the lake area that would be interested in being firefighters. So. It was not as long as I thought it was. Good and welfare. We were honored by the Lori Elks at the first, their annual first responder appreciation dinner once again. And we appreciate their support. The week of October 10th through the 12th, Squad 12 attended the annual Monster Bash at Hurricane Deck Elementary. And Indian 42 helped serve food at the St. Patrick's Church for the Shot for a Hero fundraising event. Call volume, 91 alarms for the month of September, 927 year to date. Structure fires for September, 0, natural cover fires 1, 57 EMS calls, 0 extrications, 11 public assistance calls. Year to date, 18 structure fires, 50 natural cover fires, 508 EMS calls, 3 extrications and rescues, 91 public service assistance calls, and 6 water rescues. And that is the chief's report for 27 October.
Okay, I guess I'll entertain. a
Now you can
motion
do
at this point.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I am. Okay. No unfinished business, and with that, we'll move on to new business, approval of the Camden County 911 dispatch contract.
So you guys have the contract, I gave you the original.
Yeah, I have the
Okay.
original.
As I said, you guys have the contract, it went up $500, $600 this year. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing, and to be quite honest with you, I'm the one that's been pushing for a central dispatch for the last several years. And I have said, if we can just improve one dispatch center and make it awesome, let's do that, because then there's a whole lot of legal legwork we don't have to run through and a whole lot of time I don't have to spend shaking hands. But at the end of the day, it's what's the best for our people and the best for our people on the trucks and our residents. So it is what it is. I recommend we go with Camden County again this year, and hopefully we see some improvement.
Make a motion to accept the contract?
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Resolution for the Chief Hubbard. This is resolution 2025-02, Fire Chief Mike Hubbard Senior, Southwest Fire Protection District. Whereas Chief Hubbard has served the Max Creek Fire Department, Mid-County Fire Department, Fire Protection District, Missouri Department of Conservation, and the Southwest Fire Protection District for over 35 years. Whereas Chief Hubbard has not only served his district with honor and distinction, but also the citizens of Sunrise Beach Fire Protection District as a valued mutual aid and training partner. Whereas Chief Hubbard has always provided assistance, resources, and equipment to our district, its residents and business owners in times of need for both emergency incidents and community events. Whereas Chief Hubbard has distinguished himself in the Lake region as an honored colleague. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Sunrise Beach Fire Protection District Board of Directors, would like to thank Fire Chief Mike Hubbard Senior of the Southwest Fire Protection District for his many years of service. We congratulate and wish him all the best on his retirement. Do I have a motion to? Motion approved. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. I'll need you guys to sign both of them.
Yeah. Okay, surplus sale approval for the Skyjack. You can.
Yeah, so we have a gas powered Skyjack we bought several years ago. Every time I start the thing, I gotta put money into it. And it's been okay, but we need a smaller one. We bought a great big one because we thought we were gonna use it. So I'd like to surplus that out and have permission to take those funds and buy a newer electric Skyjack that's smaller and easier to move around.
Good. Do I have a motion?
So motion to sell, yes.
Okay, I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, your part-time firefighter position.
So as discussed in the chief's report, we have one firefighter that is going out on military leave for the next year. Coming off of just having a firefighter be out for a year for an injury. We talked to the shop too. I'd like to create 3 to 4 part-time positions. Those positions will be firefighters that will come in and work firefighter line shift while she's off, and also help out with any overtime that is not filled before we mandatory somebody. I don't have a policy on it yet because I'm gonna sit down with the policy committee and we're gonna write that up. But I wanted permission from the board tonight to proceed with hiring 4 part-time firefighters. And I will bring up to 4 part-time firefighters, and I will bring you a policy next month.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve part-time firefighter positions?
Have a second?
4.
I have a question for that.
Yep.
Was there, budgetary line item in the budget for something like this?
No, I gotta create, well, I mean, it all falls under part-time like with Roger, I just have to increase that. But there's nothing right now for anything for part-time firefighters other than Roger. And that's why I said I'll have a policy for you guys and we'll make those adjustments, but. Because before I did any super legwork on this, I also wanted to look at what other surrounding agencies are paying for a part-timer. And make it worth somebody's while to come in here and do that. So, you know, there's some hurdles I gotta jump with this. And like I said, I've talked to Scott Stewart Renner about it too. They're kind of excited to get the extra help. So, you know, we're gonna put together a nice little package to.
But we're gonna be missing a firefighter on payroll.
We're gonna be missing a firefighter on payroll for a year, yeah, and we're not paying her benefits or anything, so. I mean, that's, you know, that's kinda, this saves us money in the long run, one. And I'll just, without going too far off in the weeds, I'll just put it to you as I put it to everybody else that when we talk to the guys. If I hire somebody to replace Patty, I have to sign an agreement with them that they understand it's only for a year. So I'm gonna have to find somebody that's willing to work full-time for a year and not know if they have a job. When she comes back, and it may not even be a year, because if she gets released from active duty and comes back early, then sorry, 3 months went by, hey, you don't have a job no more. My other thing with this is by hiring the 3 firefighters, it's a recruiting pool. There's some people out there that have talked to me about coming to Sunrise Beach. And it's kind of one of those things they're super nervous about doing it. It's a big decision, I understand. So they stay with the devil they know and they stay at the department they're at. And I think by hiring a couple of part-timers, let them come over here and work and they go, wow, this is way different. And, you know, maybe we pull some good full-time people out of it.
Cause you're typically looking at other fire departments and when their guys are off shift,
Yes,
then they would be.
Yeah,
filling in.
unless they like absolutely blow our minds, I don't think anybody's really interested in somebody brand new right out of the, you know, right off the cart, so to speak.
Yeah.
We're looking for somebody that can jump in and hit the ground running because we drive tankers, you know, our new people have to be able to drive tankers and stuff. So, from that standpoint, we want somebody that's gonna be super easy to train. And you know what, the next job that opens up, now I'm not putting out this big long process and trying to track down applications. I can go to the part-timers and say, who wants to promote up? And then they're just hired.
And then
You know what I'm saying?
you'd have an abbreviated training program
Yes,
for everybody.
yeah,
So Chief, if I would, is it okay if I speak on this?
Yeah.
So I did talk with, the shop on this, we did take a poll and vote. The shop, a majority in favor, a large, majority are in favor of the part-timers. With, firefighter Snyder being out for the last almost year, that's had a big strain on mandatory overtimes, and just firefighters getting called in overall. We're excited for the recruitment possibility from this as well. Our main concerns were just that this doesn't take away from overtime opportunities to full career firefighters, and that the standards are upheld, just as it would to our full-time members, in which Chief has been very open and accepting of, you know, the standards that we're gonna hold for these, part-timers, the hiring process for, what we do select, who we do select. And he's been a great help. We've talked a lot about it, and I think overall this is gonna be a good thing for the department. I'm sure it's gonna be a learning curve at first, even if we start off with 2, and see how that goes. But the concerns with the overtime, I've talked to Chief about, and he wants to make sure that our career firefighters are still getting their fair share of, overtime opportunities, help provide for their families and make a little extra money as well. So I think overall, we're pretty much in agreement with the policy and how we're gonna shape that. That way it benefits not only the department and the strain on the firefighters, but also still holds those benefits to to the regular line guys as well.
He might have a future in politics.
Right?
Federal law is pretty strict on this, that anyone that's called up for active duty, it's not just that they have a position, they're entitled to their position when they come
Absolutely.
back, period.
And cause I had to do the research on this, their seniority and everything doesn't stop, it's like they're still here. The only thing that does stop is loggers and their pay, which, I've already talked to loggers and figured out how we gotta do all that, so.
Yeah, have a motion, then
A motion to hire?
have a second,
Second,
all in favor?
aye.
Alright,
Aye.
Aye.
And just so we're clear, this is not gonna be something where I come to you guys next month and go, hey, here's our 4 new. It's gonna take a month or 2 to get this program even in place and off the ground, so I just wanna, so everybody's on the same page.
Okay, with that, do I have any public comment?
With, I have a question, with the,
Is that a comment or is it a question?
public comment. So with the freezing, let's say we go into 26 and there is, let's say $50,000 eligible that we are audited, and let's say this program is correct. With the assets being froze, down the line, will we have back pay for that, time that it's froze to the additional or reassessment after that
Are you
freeze?
talking about the land thing or are you talking about Patty being on?
No, the land thing.
Oh,
Yes.
So they're not freezing an asset. What they're doing is they're
Just the rate.
they're freezing the rate that that person pays of assessment.
Okay.
So every 2 years, they do a reassessment on your property. Your property's assessed at 30% its value. So that's what you pay your property tax on. The ordinance that the county provided, or the county passed, that freezes that assessment, so your property tax doesn't go up anymore. See what I'm saying? So if you were frozen at the 2025 reassessment, and 2026, if you were 65 or above and age, and you signed up for this, you're paying 2025 the rest of your life, basically. But I think, do you have to renew it? Or you
Every year.
Yeah, so
Every year.
you have to renew it every year.
That isn't what they said in the beginning.
Yeah, that's why I asked, cause I thought they had said at the beginning.
Camden County certainly does a very big job of publicizing this at all.
Thank God. So, but does that answer your question?
Yeah.
It's all based on the assessment of your property tax. And it just comes down to, my biggest concern, one of the chiefs I talked to flat out told me, for everybody's reference, he's like, oh, that's not gonna impact us very much. Well, it doesn't impact his district very much. And on the flip side of that, like I told him, we are primarily a retirement community. So, I mean, that, I'm not saying that
They
they
bring
have
our
that
future
number
back.
right, but that's that's a big chunk of change. It may not be 330, but it's gonna be a big chunk of change if everybody 100% says yes.
At the same time, you're, increasing your amount of people. You know, this.
Housing.
We are, yeah,
Housing.
no, and that's the
There's
thing,
gonna-
yeah, there's a trade-off there, right?
All new people, I mean.
Yeah, there's definitely a trade-off there, but, it's just something that, like Mike said, it's just something we gotta watch, because
And as houses sell, they're reassessed again anyway, so
Right.
I mean, there might be 3 years it doesn't sell.
But
And then all of
we're
a
not-
sudden it sells and boom, it's right back up.
the
there.
biggest concern for me at this point is we're not entirely sure Camden County's doing it right, which is why,
But it's still gonna go up when you expire it next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so.
Wait, so you said that's only applies to someone who's full-time resident?
Primary residency has to be here.
Primary residence.
You have to vote here.
Yep.
Right, so that's another part there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of homes on here that are all secondary.
That's like
tertiary homes
10% of the homes in the district.
Oh, that's more than that.
That are,
Yeah, yeah, it's way more than that. Okay,
I also, one last thing, President, I just wanted to
You
thank,
only get 2 minutes.
well, I'll make it quick. I just wanted to thank the negotiations committee that, you know, meeting again and supporting the shop and trying us to get to an agreement. I just want to say I appreciate you guys and, being able to meet and, being cooperative. with
You
us.
may not be like that tomorrow night.
Good thing board meeting was
Next
tonight,
board
not
meeting, he'll
Wednesday.
be in here with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion, and it'll require a roll call vote to go to closed session.
Well, go ahead. Motion to go to closed session?
Second.
Okay, aye,
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
aye, okay. We'll move to closed section.
Let me get there. If, before you close, if you just wanna announce we approved the leave of absence,
Yeah, yeah,
that covers us.
yeah, we'll reopen.
Took board action, it's gotta be released.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need
Motion to
a
reopen.
Motion, need to have a second,
I'll second.
each in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. The only thing accomplished was to approve the leave, military leave for the member. Is there anything else? Nope. Okay. Adjourn.
It was that.
Okay. I hear ya. I figured you would.